Welcome to this short video review or an overview of a completely new thermal imaging scope made by Pulsar called Helion. This Helion series was introduced in 2017. It consists of 7 different devices, XQ38F devices with 90mm lens, 30mm lens, 38mm lens and 50mm lens, and XP devices which have lenses from 28mm all the way to 50. This particular model, it's the model with XQ38F. It has a 38mm lens. This is the latest thermal imaging devices made by Pulsar. So they are the last step in their development and research, at least for the civil market. These devices came as replacement for the Quantum series devices. These devices were upgraded for 3 times. The last upgrade was I think in 2016 also, 1 year ago, with an XQ marking, or LQ if they had lower refresh rate like this one here. So if we see it quickly, we see that the form of the Helion is totally different than the form of the Quantum. If we look to other changes, normally the housing is different, the battery is different and so on. The sensor, however, the pixel count stayed the same. The screen pixel count also stayed the same. So the sensor is 384 by 288. It's an uncooled microbolometer sensor, and the lens also stayed the same for the 38mm models. And but the software was refined, so the image quality is better in the new model than it was in the older one. The image is also a little bit better because even though the screen has the same pixel count, in this one you have an AMOLED screen, in this one OLED. So small, subtle refinements, but you have a better image quality at the end. Well, apart from the sensor sizes and pixel counts, a lot of other things did change. The build quality of the new devices is better than it was with the old ones, even though the old ones are also great. There was no real resentment with the old ones, at least, but still the new Helion, they have better housing and they have waterproofness, IPX7 standard, so you can put this device into water up to 1 meter of depth and it will still work without any problem. It was not the same with the old ones. The controls changed. The Quantum series had a really nice rotating button with clicking. Normally this is probably really hard to do waterproof, so the new controls are a bit different. They have stiff buttons due to waterproofing, but ergonomically speaking they are quite well displaced because you can have all your fingers on the buttons. So in this regard I think that this step forward was quite okay. The power button is now close to the lens. It was before that close to the eyepiece. The warm-up time for the first turn on, it's a bit longer than it was in Quantum, but it's not that noticeable. Other bigger change, probably the biggest, is the battery. The new Helion devices come with a B-pack batteries, which you can really easy replace in field. The system, it's really nicely made. I think that this is one of the main and the biggest improvements, since these batteries, if you judge on previous prices of batteries for Quantums, will not be expensive, and you will always be able to carry a couple of them. You will also always get with the charger, with a thermal imaging scope, you will get a charger for the batteries. So even if you run out of energy in the field, which is a common problem with all devices, our cell phones, our cameras, our thermal imaging scopes and so on. It will be really easy to change the battery. I hope that manufacturers of smartphones have something similar in their plan, because at least I would be really glad if I would be able to change the battery this way, like on this thermal imaging scope on my phone, and not charging it every day. This is a standard battery pack, IPS 5. They will have different forms and different sizes of these battery packs, but even this one already gives you about 8 hours of operation time. And it doesn't interfere with the waterproofness. You can see the seal here. So once you put the battery in, let's do it gently, like this. Now the device is fully waterproof, and you can expose it to rain or even submerge it into water, and it will not be a problem. The operating is very similar to Quantum, but the menus are a little bit refined, nicer to see. They have a nice gradient when you enter them on the screen. You can check and look for the how to operate menus in Helion devices on our YouTube channel. We have a separate video for it, so you are able to see how the menus look like. You have a menu button. You enter one menu with the short press of a button, and the main menu with a long press of the button. Then you have an arrow up and down for going from one option in the menu to other. Really simple, really easy to use. And then you have a record button. This is something new. These devices have an internal storage, so you're able to capture video and you're able to capture photos with it. Really big improvement compared to the Quantums, where you needed an external recorder. And then you have an on and off button. You also have, well, this device also have the USB port for charging or for downloading photos and videos from the device. I think that this is the best way, even though you're able to connect this device to your cell phone and you can download pictures or videos to your cell phone also, but I prefer normal connecting with the computer over cable and then downloading it to the computer. You also have a tripod thread, so that you can connect it to a tripod, and this is quite understandable since this device offers up to 12 magnification or even more. So at that magnification it is really hard to use it handheld, so it's better on tripod. The Picatinny rail or Weaver rail is gone, you don't see it anywhere, and there is no port for external connection of power. So no power bank on it, and this is also normal since you can easily replace the battery pack, and you can either choose a bigger one than this one. So no regrets there. If you look at the operation, check our video, you will see how all the menus can be, what are all the options in the menus and so on. We also have a separate video how to connect this device to your cell phone, and you can have all the functions, you can control all your functions of the thermal imaging scope through your cell phone. Remarkable. You have to try it. It's really well made. The Pulsar has this app called Stream Vision. You can find it either in App Store for your iPhone or in Google Play Store. If you have this device, this is almost a must-have, because it's really interesting to use the device over your phone. If we say something more about the operation, the device offers 3 different operation modes. So forest, mountains and identification mode. And you have 8 different colors of displaying the heat. So 8 color modes. Really great. I think that majority of people does need 8 different color modes, but it is a nice addition and it is good to have possible choice. What is also stayed the same like with the old device. You have here the diopter setting, so that you set the how sharp your image is on the screen, depending on your eye and your if you have any kind of eye defect. And then you have the focusing ring around the objective for focusing on targets. This ring is smaller than it was on the Quantum devices, but I don't think this is a major concern to anyone. It's not a big thing, and you can still easily focus what you wish. If we go to the optical properties, I think that this 38mm model, it's in a sweet spot because it offers wider field of view than the 50mm model. So it offers 17 meters. This is more than enough. And it offers magnification range going from 3.1 to 12.4. It even goes higher in reality. I think that you can even choose that it goes up to 24.8. You can see this in our other video where we show how it is to look through this thermal imaging scope. I also think that this is a sweet spot in magnification, since even on 12.4 you can easily use it handheld, while above this magnification the shaking is just too hard. And with 17 meters of field of view, it is easier to pan and easier to scan the surroundings or some landscape for animals or something like that. It's much easier since you have a wider field of view. The range of detection, let's say for a deer, it's still 1350 meters. For anyone who ever used night vision optics, I think this is like unbelievable, because when you first try and use the thermal imaging scope, especially on this quality, on this level of quality, since these are currently probably one of the best and the highest in quality, they have the highest level of quality among all civil devices available on the civil market, not made for the military or law enforcement. Well, the point is, when you go from normal night vision to the thermal, it is just unbelievable how far you can see, how fog is no problem, smoke is no problem, even sometimes bushes are no problem, you can see through them, anything what's hot. So in this regard, when you try it, you will be amazed. And especially if you compare this device, we did a lot of comparison tests with other similar devices like Quantums. There is not such a big difference in optics, but still this is more refined. But if you compare it to other competitors, it is just unbelievable how good this Helion thermal imaging scopes are. You have to try it and you will become a believer. If I make a short summary, I think that this device will not be sold in such huge quantities like the XQ50, the 50mm model. This one, which is practically the same, but it only has a little bit bigger lens. But on the other side, I think that this is more due to the reason that people like big numbers, not to the actual functionality. I like the magnification range of this device more, and wider field of view doesn't hurt, because let's be honest, 1350 meters of the detecting range, it's more than enough for anyone. What I also have to say is that the optical performance is refined in this device compared to the Quantum, and the build quality and functionality of the new battery is much better. So in essence, the 38mm model gives you a good balance between field of view, the quality of the image, the range of detection, and of course also the price. So in this regard, I think this is probably, when you look at the balance between all parameters, is probably really the best device to buy. Well, at the end it all depends on your taste. What could be done better? I would say that I would like to have a little bit more of field of view and lower magnification. The XP model 38, as you can see here, has practically the same lens but interchangeable one, but it has a better sensor, that's true. It offers 28 meters of field of view, while this one offers 17. So I would prefer even wider field of view in this device and normally a lower magnification. So if they could go from 3.1 down to 2, this would be perfect for me. But this is also picking hairs. Let's be honest, this is a great device with a super quality and extraordinary optical performance. The buttons are a little bit stiff and you need to get used to them, but this is not a big thing because they are stiff due to waterproofness. So this is a good a good thing to have in such a device that is fully waterproof. What I also like is the connectivity with smartphones. The app is great. The way this device works with an app is great. So I would say if you have this device, it's almost a must-have that you use your smartphone connected onto the device. At least try it. It is really, really a unique experience. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you gained a lot of valuable information and insight. If you have any additional questions, please visit our webpage, send us an email, or use comments on this YouTube channel. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.